Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest news and updates. Today, we've got something major to talk about, especially if you're a senior or a Canadian taxpayer. You're probably going to want to stick around for this one because it's all about some big changes regarding Canada's pension and social security system. In fact, we're diving into a news update that could put a substantial sum of money right into the pockets of some Canadian seniors. Now, I'm sure many of you are familiar with the Canadian Pension Plan CPP and Old Age Security OAS, which are programs that provide monthly benefits to Canadians in retirement, disability, or after the death of a spouse. But what if I told you that in 2025, you could receive an extra $4,400 from these programs in just 3 direct deposits? That's right. In this video, we're going to break down the details of this new development and explain exactly how these payments work, who's eligible, and why they're so important. So, let's get into it. A quick recap on CPP and OAS before we dive into the exciting news. Let's do a quick recap for anyone who might not be familiar with the Canadian Pension Plan and Old Age Security. CPP is a national program that provides financial support to Canadians who have worked and contributed during their working years. In a nutshell, it's a way to ensure Canadians have income security when they retire, in the event of a disability, or even for survivors after the death of a contributing spouse. OAS, on the other hand, is a government program that provides a monthly benefit to Canadians over the age of 65, regardless of whether they've worked or not. While the amount you receive from OAS is usually lower than CPP, it's still an essential part of retirement for many Canadians. Both of these programs are designed to help older Canadians maintain a decent quality of life. But the reality is that many of these payments have not been keeping up with inflation and the rising cost of living. And that's where the recent changes come into play. The big news: $4,400 in 3 direct deposits. Here's where it gets really interesting. According to recent reports, eligible Canadian seniors could be receiving up to $4,400 in just 3 direct deposits starting in 2025. That's a huge amount of money, and it's definitely a game changer for many people who rely on these programs for their income. But what exactly are these payments, and why are they happening now? Well, the short answer is that the Canadian government is making an effort to boost the financial security of seniors in light of the rising cost of living. With inflation affecting everything from food to healthcare, many seniors have been struggling to get by. So, the government has decided to inject some extra cash into the system, and it's all happening in 3 direct payments over the course of 2025. But there's more to this story, so let's take a closer look at the specifics. Now, you're probably wondering, how does this $4,400 get distributed, and who exactly qualifies for these payments? Let's break it down. According to the government's plan, the $4,400 will be split across 3 direct deposits over the course of 2025. Each payment will be based on the recipient's CPP and OAS eligibility, and the amount you receive will depend on a few factors, including your work history, contributions to CPP, and whether or not you qualify for OAS. The first direct deposit will likely arrive in the spring of 2025, and it will be tied to the CPP and OAS adjustments for that year. This first payment will focus on boosting the monthly payments for those who have been receiving these benefits for a while, and it'll help make sure that the value of these payments is more in line with the rising cost of living. The second deposit will arrive later in 2025, likely in the summer or fall, and it will focus on those who have a more limited work history or lower overall contributions to CPP. This deposit will ensure that these individuals are still getting a meaningful boost to their monthly benefits, helping to ensure they're not left behind as the cost of living continues to rise. Finally, the third and final deposit will likely arrive in the winter of 2025, and it will be aimed at those who are receiving the full amount of OAS and CPP. This will be the largest deposit, and it's designed to help those who have been receiving these benefits for a long time but might not have seen enough of a boost in recent years. So, who exactly is eligible for these $4,400 payments? The good news is that most Canadians who are already receiving CPP and OAS benefits will be eligible for these direct deposits. But there are a few key criteria to keep in mind. First of all, you must be a Canadian citizen or permanent resident who is currently receiving either the Canadian Pension Plan or Old Age Security. If you're not yet 65, you may still be eligible for the CPP benefits if you've worked and contributed to the program. However, if you're under 65 and haven't contributed to the plan, you won't be eligible for the OAS benefits yet. The amount of the payments will also depend on how long you've been contributing to the program. If you've been contributing to the CPP throughout your career, you may qualify for the maximum amount of $4,400. However, if your contributions have been lower, the payments will be smaller. Additionally, if you qualify for the Guaranteed Income Supplement GIS, which is a program designed to provide extra help to low-income seniors, you could see additional support as part of this payment plan. Seniors who are receiving the GIS often face more significant financial challenges, and the Canadian government is taking extra steps to ensure they are not left behind in this adjustment. Now that we know how the payments work and who's eligible, let's take a closer look at the impact this is going to have on Canadian seniors. As I mentioned earlier, many seniors in Canada are struggling financially due to rising living costs. In fact, the cost of living has been a major issue for retirees and pension recipients for years. Many seniors rely on these monthly benefits to cover essential costs like housing, healthcare, food, and transportation. In recent years, inflation has outpaced the increases in pension benefits, leaving many seniors with less purchasing power than they had in the past. This is particularly troubling for those who are already living on a fixed income, and it has led to increased stress and uncertainty about their financial futures. The addition of $4,400 in just 3 payments will provide a significant financial cushion for many of these individuals. It will help ensure that they can meet their basic needs, pay for healthcare, and have a bit more peace of mind when it comes to their finances. This is especially important given that many seniors have no other sources of income outside of their CPP and OAS benefits. By injecting this extra money into the system, the government is acknowledging the financial struggles that many seniors face, and they're taking action to help alleviate some of that burden. Whether it's helping to pay rent, covering medical expenses, or just making life a little more comfortable, these payments will have a huge positive impact on seniors' lives. You might be wondering why the government has decided to make this move in 2025. After all, inflation has been a concern for a while now, so why wait until this year to make changes? The answer lies in the combination of factors that have been affecting seniors over the past few years. In recent years, the rising cost of living has hit seniors particularly hard, and the government has been under increasing pressure to do more to support this vulnerable group. The COVID-19 pandemic also put a spotlight on the financial difficulties faced by many older Canadians, particularly those who were living on a fixed income and facing additional expenses related to healthcare and isolation. Additionally, there's been growing public awareness about the need for seniors' financial security to be prioritized. Advocacy groups and seniors organizations have been pushing for changes to the pension system, and it seems like the government has finally listened. So, there you have it. In 2025, eligible Canadian seniors could be receiving up to $4,400 in 3 direct deposits as part of a new initiative designed to boost the financial security of retirees. This move comes as a response to the rising cost of living and the financial struggles many seniors have faced over the years. Whether you're someone who's already receiving these benefits or someone who's planning for retirement in the future, this news is something to be excited about. It's a much-needed lifeline for those who have worked hard throughout their lives and are now relying on these programs to secure their futures. As always, I'll be keeping an eye on any updates regarding these payments, so make sure you stay tuned for future videos. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family who might be impacted by these changes. If you have any questions or thoughts about these new direct deposits, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I love hearing from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.